this is AC Goblin.
And today we are working on Coffee Bear.
I have some audios that I want to do Coffee Bear episodes too, but this one specifically I'm doing right now. How it starts is I find an image that I like.
I start getting the base sketch done. Then I typically make the final details separate and then I'll move it over to the drawing, such as doing this. Well, actually that would probably be about there, but... So this is the rough sketch. I typically do it because I have the free version. I can only have 3 unless I want to watch an ad, but half the time it doesn't load. But I typically do it on layer 2. Layer 1 will have the color, in layer 3 I'll go back over the lines and make them more fine. However, once I have that done, I usually take the finished layer 3, paste it onto layer 1, copy layer 1, paste it to 3, and then 3 will be the finished of the character with the lines and the coloring. Then I move on to the background, which will be layer 1 for coloring and layer 2 for drawing. If I have 4 layers, I usually keep the line work separate from the color when it's the character. When it's the background, however, I keep the background and the line on the same one, copying the lines onto the finished background coloring,
which I will eventually show you.
However, after I get the baseline sketch done, this is about the part where I will kind of judge where, for this one at least, where the pocket will be, which will be that. This is merely the side, but it will continue up over here. Yet, I believe that will be out of the square that we end up putting this in, so we aren't going to do that yet. Now, the keys are going to sit in the side pocket right about here, so we want to have the coloring going darker around the edges, but lighter right up here and in the middle. Now I roughly kind of outlined where the shadows will be. As this is the pocket and it will be further from the front, it will be slightly darker. As there will be kind of lines in where the material bends, it's also slightly darker in those areas. As these areas are further out than the very front of it, it will also be darker there. And again, all on slide 1. So if we turn off the lines, you still have the rough idea that, yes, these are pants. I also missed this entire section right there. Now, I'm no expert in coloring, but we're getting the rough idea of where the highlights will be. Again, I'm not good at coloring. Now, typically I would get every drawing to this state before going back and adding more detail. Now, taking my keys that I have just for lock, I want to kind of see and then I'm just gonna grab a short that is pretty reflective and see how that looks. Now we have the rough idea for how the pocket will end up looking. Moving on from that right now, we're gonna get the rough idea of how the keys are going to look. So we're going to get out of slide 1 and go back to 2 to continue the line work. Now don't forget to label it because people will not know it is a key for twisting locks if not labeled. No, I'm kidding, let them guess what it is. I could have just clicked back. Now if you don't have a bunch of random things on your keychain, you're weird. I don't trust you. So we have the, why won't it focus? We have the return tag. There we go. We have the key loop thing. We have a few different angles for the key. Don't forget the inside, I missed that. And for the keychain thing. Now we want to find another photo. Roughly sketch that out. Take your lovely keys and add them in. Fix up mistakes or crossover lines where there's not supposed to be crossing over. So you have something that relatively looks correct but isn't because you don't care enough to do the right angles every single time. I'm kidding, I just don't have more keys right now on me, so I don't know how it's supposed to look. Now you find a key and lock thing and you regret drawing this many hands. And you keep picking at it until you relatively get something you're okay with. Now we want to make it a lock. Now, I can't really care for circle lock, so we're just gonna go with a basic square lock. Oops. and it's just gonna be like a rectangle like that. I mean, locks in general suck to draw, but that will end up how it looks. It is a massive lock, but I was planning to add the door handle onto this as well. And so far, that will be it for part 1.